Welcome to Wander and Wonder Storytime with Priscilla. We're here in my backyard today, and last time I introduced you to Peter Rabbit. Today's story comes from the same magical world. We're going to meet three little kittens, a little bit playful and maybe even a little bit naughty. This is the Tale of Tom Kitten by Beatrix Potter. Let's begin. The Tale of Tom Kitten. Once upon a time, there were three little kittens, and their names were Mittens, Tom Kitten, and Moppet. They had dear little fur coats of their own, and they tumbled about the doorstep and played in the dust. But one day, their mother, Mrs. Tabitha Twitchit, expected friends to tea, so she fetched the kittens indoors to wash and dress them before her company arrived. First, she scrubbed their faces. This one is Moppet. Then she brushed their fur coats. This one is Mittens. Then she combed their tails and whiskers. This is Tom Kitten. Tom was very naughty, and he scratched. Mrs. Tabitha dressed Moppet and Mittens into clean dresses and ribbons, and then she took all sorts of elegant, uncomfortable clothes out of a chest of drawers in order to dress up her son Tom. Tom Kitten was very fat, and he had grown. Several buttons burst off. His mother sewed them on again. When the three kittens were ready, Mrs. Tabitha unwisely turned them out into the garden to be out of the way while she made hot buttered toast. Now keep your clothes clean, children. You must walk on your back legs, keep away from the dirty ash pit, and from Sally Hennypenny, and from the pigsty and the puddle ducks. Moppet and Mittens walked down the garden path unsteadily. Presently, they stepped on their dresses and fell on their noses. When they stood up, there were several green smears. "Let us climb up the rocks and sit on the garden wall," said Moppet. They turned their dresses around and went up with a skip and a jump. Moppet's white ribbon fell down into the road. Tom Kitten was quite unable to jump when walking upon his hind legs in pants. He climbed up the rock slowly and carefully, breaking the ferns and losing buttons left and right. He was all in pieces when he reached the top of the wall. Moppet and Mittens tried to pull him together. His hat fell off, and the rest of his buttons burst. While they were in difficulties, there was a pit-pat, paddle-pat, and the three puddle ducks came along the hard, high road, marching one behind the other and doing the goose step. Pit-pat, paddle-pat, pit-pat, waddle-pat. They stopped and stood in a row and stared up at the kittens. They had very small eyes and looked surprised. Then the two duck birds, Rebecca and Jemima Puddle Duck, picked up the hat and ribbon and put them on. Mittens laughed so hard that she fell off the wall. Moppet and Tom followed after her. The dress and all the rest of Tom's clothes came off on the way down. "Come, Mr. Drake Puddle Duck," said Moppet. "Come and help us dress him. Come and button up Tom." Mr. Drake Puddle Duck advanced in a slow, sideways manner and picked up the various pieces of clothing. But he put them on himself. They fitted him even worse than Tom Kitten. "It's a very fine morning," said Mr. Drake Puddle Duck. And he and Jemima and Rebecca Puddle Duck set up off the road, keeping step, pit-pat, paddle-pat, pit-pat, waddle-pat. Then Tabitha Twitchit came down the garden and found her kittens on the wall with no clothes on. She pulled them off the wall, smacked them, and took them back into the house. "My friends will arrive in a minute, and you are not fit to be seen. I am not happy," said Mrs. Tabitha Twitchit. She sent them upstairs, and I'm sorry to say she told her friends that they were in bed with the measles, which was not true. See the ducks wearing their clothes? Quite the contrary. They were not in bed at all. Somehow, There were very loud noises overhead, which made quite a fuss and spoiled the tea party. And I think that someday I shall have to make another larger book to tell you more about Tom Kitten. As for the puddle ducks, they went into a pond. The clothes all fell off right away because there were no buttons. And Mr. Drake, Puddle Duck, and Jemima and Rebecca have been looking for them ever since. The end. Thank you for joining me today. I look forward to seeing you next time for some more wonderful adventures. If you like this video and you want to see more, don't forget to click like, subscribe, and share with a friend. Bye!